it's nothing really like I've been a part of ever, because we really had a say in what we got to perform. Like, I think the end product was really a show of what we came up with.
We created an opera with the young people of Wexford, who we've been working with over a number of years, based on environmental themes, called Seedlings. We're really excited about it because the young people contributed so much to the process. We used lots of different art forms to create it. We worked with our musician educators who developed along the way, including the writer-director Elizabeth Drwal. We were really excited about the composition and work that Andrew Synnott did. We employed an ensemble of brilliant musicians, including young people as well. This team of people are working together in partnership with organisations like the Wexford Festival Opera, the National Opera House. We're here in the Arts Centre today. Music Generation Wexford is part of the National Music Generation organisation. This was initiated by Music Network and funded by U2 and the Ireland Funds and the Department of Education. Locally, we are supported by the Waterford and Wexford Education and Training Board and the Wexford County Council.
The overall aim of the project, I think, is to introduce young people to a professional experience, to let them see behind the scenes, to work with professionals, and then also to kind of nurture their own creative process that they could take forward into their own careers and their own creative life, I suppose, is to give them that opportunity.
We had a group of children who were already very, very interested in opera through the High Street Opera workshops, and we felt we should give them the opportunity to express themselves and create their own opera.
It was somewhat daunting, I think, to the young people, because when we said we're going to make a youth opera, they kind of, all of us were a bit like, okay, how do we do this? We didn't have a manual to say how to make an opera. It was trial and error, it was exploration, it was listening to each other and communicating, and that was really the best part of the project, is that we got to explore together and create something that didn't exist before this.
It was really daunting because, that's like a lot of pressure if you think about it. An opera is so big.
It was daunting at some points, but it was also very rewarding. So any parts that were kind of more difficult or long were always more rewarding in the end.
It was really workshop by workshop, so it was little thing by little thing, and then it came and made one big project. So it was daunting at the start, but they did it at our own pace.
It was like, I don't really know what to do, because it was kind of like your first time kind of being in something like this. So it was quite nerve-wracking at the start, but it was really fun.
Maybe it was unusual for them to be involved in such an open process because they wanted all the answers at the start, and we didn't have them. And I think that's unusual for adults not to have the answers, and we wanted them to come up with the answers. So it was great that they were on board and that they gave us that, that trust and their interest. That was one thing that really shone through.
Creativity is at the heart of this, and developing their creativity. And we worked through the whole thing as professionals. So we had a workshop where we had climate ambassadors, people that wrote poetry. We then worked on our movement skills. We then developed our storytelling skills, our songwriting skills and music. And so we were building a company of creative artists. No hierarchy, everyone was important, and their contribution was important. And the end game was that we would come together as an opera troupe.
The workshops were bringing young people from step one of the creation process to performing it, and it was kind of teaching a lot of different skills within opera and performing.
With the different types of workshops, everyone's different passions could kind of come through. Like if you are a musician, we had a music workshop with instruments. Or if you really like songwriting, we had a songwriting workshop.
They gave their creative ideas. They built the world of the opera. They created the characters. They gave their musical input, and within those workshops, we came up with the story of living underground and in the future, set in the future.
We chose the environmental theme because of the political and cultural engagement with Wexford as a county around that theme. The Wexford Arts Office has public art projects around environmental projects, and it's very much supported by the local people, and it meant a lot to young people. So we were motivated and excited to generate that project and find a way through.
The actual opera itself was about, it kind of symbolised climate change in terms of what could possibly happen when climate change started to take over. In our scenario, the young people were sent underground.
The young people had a really important message within that, and I think when people saw the opera, a lot of people didn't expect how serious the message was from the young people, and I think that really hit home with people.
We were working through different scenarios as how it would end. Now, in rehearsals, the young people were very keen that it was all quite a disaster. And so as we worked through this storyline, in one of the rehearsals on stage, everybody died.
Which probably wasn't the best thing to happen, because, and then we changed it to they get out of there, and I thought that was really, hopeful. And I just thought that at the end of it, you really believed we can do that.
There was a point, it was after Easter, and it was just that magic when the music, the movements, the singing, when it all came together, and you could see, the young people finally went, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what is happening, I understand it now. Because before that there was so much openness and exploration that it was maybe difficult to see the end product, and when that clicked in place, everyone was so invested in it and understood it. That was amazing.
We had a workshop that we were coming up with character ideas, and I had picked a name, Sprout, and I was really happy because I saw Sprout is this character in middle management, and I was like, that was my idea. And everyone else was with their ideas, and you could just see people's faces light up when they realised.
When I noticed all those little lyrics that were being brought from the songwriting workshop, I was like, oh my God, this is our work, and it was I had contributed to something really, really amazing, Yeah.
Honestly, it just felt so kind of heartwarming, if that makes sense, because you'd just be I was a part of that, I came up with this, I came up with that. And you're really just kind of proud of your work, not even in acting, but just in how the opera came to be.
They were really proud of that they could stand in the final scene and say, this is what we created, this was us, this was our idea.
That excitement of seeing them go on stage and really give their best performance. It was very emotional for me. Even now, I feel a little bit teary.
The Seedlings project was double blessed from the start. Firstly, with a really great bunch of talented and enthusiastic kids. And secondly, with an organisation in music Generation Wexford willing and able to give them everything that they needed to succeed. It's a dream for a composer to step into such a creative and supportive environment. And it's been a real privilege for me to work on Seedlings, and I've loved every minute.
I'm so proud of all of the contributions from all of the people we've had to work with over the last 2 years to bring this to fruition.
Honestly, it just felt like just an amazing experience. I'd love to do it again.
I'm very proud of, and we're all very proud of, the opera in general. When anyone in my family mentions it, I'm oh yeah, I was in that. I think everyone can agree that it was just a really amazing experience, and it has been just a great year, and I think I've come on so much.
It was amazing and so fun. Like, absolute, like one of the funnest days I've ever had, like ever.
It's not too late. 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 It's not too late.
I think they really will understand the creative process, you know, how difficult it can be sometimes. I think it'll stand to them when whatever they're doing, whether it's a creative project or in later life, to see that process and to be open to it. I think they'll take a lot away from that.
Once you've done it, you feel like I actually did that. I'm quite proud of myself for actually like getting on with it and doing it. I've had things where I just end up not doing it if I'm nervous. But because I did do it, I was really proud of myself, and I think everyone was as well. It was the best, one of the best experiences I've ever had. I'd do it like 100 times if I could.
It's been so emotional tonight after to watch them perform so beautifully up there and to take in all the skills that they've learned. And as a parent, it's a very, very special night. And, you know, to see everything that they've learned and their excitement up there and their commitment to what they were doing. It's just something wonderful.
To see it tonight, they were so together. They so completely got it, and it was sort of in their bodies. Fabulous achievement. It is such a timely piece. The message was so powerful. It's a piece that should tour.
We feel very strongly about this opera having a life beyond the one event that we did on the main stage, and we have the opportunity to work with other companies to deliver this production elsewhere.
I would do it again in a heartbeat. Yeah, it was really fun, and I'd just love to do it again. Like, please.